screens. 1, 2, 3. All right. Here we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Zero Lives, episode 42, recorded January 20. No. January 18th. That's where we're at, in the year 2016. Good start. Not all that unexpected, though, because we run such a tight ship here. Tonight, as you can see, more Final Fantasy VIII. I seem to have been bitten by the Final Fantasy bug. It all started with firing this game back up. Also, a little mobile title called Final Fantasy Record Keepers, but we'll get more to that. We'll get into that more later. Fuck, I cannot talk tonight. So, one thing I wanted to mention is, I'm sure you've all heard about it, it's been covered quite profusely, but there's been a bit of downtime between last episode and this one, but Alan Rickman did pass away. Very unfortunate turn of events there. And kind of like, fuck, did I talk about this? You know what, I think I did. Because you know what happened? Xbox Live was down Wednesday. We didn't record. We did the show Thursday. And that's when I spent the bulk of the day fucking around with OBS and getting this up and running. Jeezy Creasy 3000 gil. So, all in all, off to a fantastic start. So let's focus on the game a little bit while I get my wits about me and try to figure out what the hell it is I'm trying to say. Dexter, you're not helping. So I watched last week's show, and I thought the audio was kind of crap. I thought I had everything balanced out and working the way it should have been when doing the test runs, but it wasn't so much the ambient game music as it was the music. Fuck, I can't talk. It wasn't so much the ambient game noise so much as it was the music. It was just a hair louder than I would like it, and even then it was fighting what I was saying. So as far as balancing was concerned, I wasn't able to because of the recording system I have here. Long story short, I've dropped it down. We'll be reviewing it on a case-by-case basis, but if anybody wants to give some feedback, then by all means tell me, is it too loud, too quiet, just right, and we'll kind of go from there. It's going to be a system of refinement and distractions from the cat. So the last time we left off, Squall, Selfie, and Zell had just become Seed, and they're on their way to Timber for their first mission. And that's where we're going to run into Renoa and the Timber Owls, get her drawn into the party, and kind of go from there. And then I think this is where we first run into Laguna and his cohorts. I gotta say though, the the aesthetic of this game. I haven't played it in a while, but after all these years, I still really like the look of the game itself, the overall design. Such a nice breeze. The windows shouldn't be open on a train. Ooh, pet pals. So, as far as topics tonight, I think I can talk. I think I'm getting the words, and they're not going to fumble out of my mouth like so much word vomit. Was having no shame. I've been seeing a lot of things as far as people running into resistance from others when it comes time to admitting, what they like. Not necessarily admitting, but just speaking it aloud. Things like comics or movies, or even more so like anime and manga. There comes a point in everyone's life, I think, that eventually you stop giving a shit about what others think of you. And it's a lesson I think far too many people learn too late in life, where we're all super concerned about what others think of us, and we adjust our actions accordingly to try and mold ourselves into being someone else that they would approve of. And it's not necessarily the way to go about it, because ultimately you're trying to fill a void within your own life that it's not the right way of going about it, simply because those people aren't going to be constants. They may help shape who you are and who you could become, but they're transient. They're not going to last. Seldom is the friend who sticks with you throughout life. Something always comes up. Let's see, they got any new magic for us? No, they don't. Fuck them up. And so that's where it comes into a thing of when you admit, or somebody comes up in conversation, say for example, like comics are a big thing right now because largely thanks to Disney's acquisition of Marvel and getting those things set right. Everybody's into it, which opens up a gateway of conversation for folks who have been reading the comics for years to add in additional information. And there will be some people who will very rudely say, "Oh, you still read comics? That's something little kids should do. Seeing a movie is one thing, but paying money to read stories with pictures in them?" And granted, not everybody's going to like what you're into. There's plenty of things that I don't really care for that popular geek culture says I should. And fuck them, who cares? I'm not gonna try and appease the masses with trying to fit in and liking what they like. Life's far too short. If you find something that you enjoy, then stick with it. Get into it, and things will come and go in phases. Like right now, I'm in a Final Fantasy kick, but give it a few weeks, few months, hell, maybe even tomorrow I'll drop it entirely. But you're not going to be so passionate about it, but you're going to carry with you that knowledge. And if it comes up in conversation, you're going to be able to talk about it. And, eventually you'll come back around, oh, I forgot how much I really like this thing. So, with that, your interests are going to be... your passions, I should say, are going to be based around your interests. Where, case in point, I very much was into comic books as a kid. I've kind of, not necessarily grown out of it, but it's an expensive hobby to keep up. And as such, I've kind of fallen out with it, but I still very much enjoy comics. 3 years ago, I started buying the New 52 Batman run. And it just reminded me when I was sitting around, former, you wouldn't call them in-laws, but as close as I'll ever get. Most of the time I would have like my PSP or my DS with me, or, on the rare occasion I bring my laptop and fire up WoW. Or be reading comics, and you know what? That was a family that was very much into sports and would watch football, cliche movies as far as like what's most popular, not to sound like a hipster douche, but if it had subtitles they weren't particularly interested, and that's fine. They like what they like. I'm not opposed to sitting around on a Sunday and watching a football game. Kind of expect that I'm probably going to have another piece of technology in my hands, because I can't stand to sit and watch football. I should say pay attention to football. It's not my cup of tea, but I like the vibe and the ambience that comes with a nice crisp fall day, watching the game, and just hanging out with family. So, with that, it was something interesting where said father-in-law was, he had been into games along with his daughters. I don't think I want to go through all this on Laguna. And it was my interest of video games that, eventually started with me bringing one of my consoles over, and we would play on that. And it would start with, just like him and I playing. Eventually he got his own console. I bring over the 360, and he eventually got a PS3, and we play a lot of stuff like Call of Duty, Battlefield. He was super into Red Dead Redemption. Pretty much anybody who played it was. It was a stupidly good game. But it all, culminated in eventually getting like the rock band Beatles and bringing that over and blowing out his speakers because we had it cranked up so loud. It was a lot of fun. What the? I'll go up there. But it's one of those things, I wouldn't have expected that to happen. But sure enough, it led to bonding over something unexpected. I, still would like to give them shit about every time the Packers lose. Don't you dare. But we had good times. And so, if somebody gives you grief about liking something, and I'm not saying that you should bring your full-size anime character pillow all around and get offended when somebody isn't into your thing, or just something along those lines. Don't be a dick. But don't let it get to you. Enjoy what you enjoy. Let others enjoy what they enjoy. Because there's so many other things that you can get along with somebody about, that them not being into a interest or a passion of yours, it doesn't fucking matter. And it's something you can see by, some of the games I play where, which isn't really, I don't know, it's not necessarily a great example, but Destiny's got a love-hate relationship with it. A lot of people don't like watching streams of it, but I enjoy it. It's something that challenges me to an extent, allows me to relax, but I have a good time. And so that's why I play it. I think I just realized that this is a bar. Oh boy, got the leg cramp. Like, who gets up and does this though? Like, I understand they're a bit of an invading army, but some schmuck gets up and gets a leg cramp, and hobbles around in a circle like an asshole while someone's trying to play. No way, I'm just gonna run through her, but I can't bother. I forget what happened to these two once Laguna took over. I don't even remember the name of the city. It's got to be weird though to, once they eventually realize what's happening, Ed Squall is essentially reliving his dad's memories of trying to hook up with Renoa's mother, who he ends up dating. Like, it paints a nice bit of it gives some nice symbolism for the relationship between Squall and Renoa, but it's still weird to think about. Yeah, Twitch was being a bit of a bitch earlier for me too. Chat wasn't wanting to load up. I saw you hobbling around like a schmuck in front while I was trying to play the piano for this crowd of 4. They're probably not going to hire me again. Not going to be on the street, forced to prostitute myself. If only some drunk asshole hadn't come up, hobbled around. What's the waitress doing there? I guess she could kind of say, "Oh, I was waiting to get their drink order." You know, such as the limitations of the older hardware. Which really makes me curious as far as what they're going to bring about with the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Because, as you can see even with this entry, things are meant to be a lot grander and bigger than they are. And there's supposed to be more people, make it feel more lived in. And it's something I see happening more with modern games. Where we have a lot more, I guess, background noise and filler that fleshes out a world and makes it feel lived in and natural and real, which we didn't really have with these older games. They're more just individual set pieces for telling a very specific story. And it's one you have to suspend the disbelief for a little bit. I never really noticed it until now that I'm trying to play through this game again. There's no way she could have missed you, dude. You're one of 3 people that comes. Oh, I remember how he screws this up. Oh, Laguna. Such a schmuck. I only say that because I see a lot of myself in you. Not necessarily that wine makes me sleepy, it might, I don't know. But more, I want to tell people about things and write stories, and I did this one mediocre thing, and I'm super excited about it. I host a bi-weekly show in which only one person regularly watches it. I'm up to 9 subscribers! No, things turned out for him. Probably not the way he expected them to, but they turned out. I have to wonder, though, why I know he ended up with Rain, and she passed away, but why didn't he look after Squall? How did he end up in the orphanage? My pixels pinched your pixels. I love how they left him there on the floor. I know something really weird happened to all of us, but don't touch him. Just leave him be. And Selfie's just standing there like a creeper. Everything's cool with you. Alright. I remember when I first played this, I didn't put two and two together that the more grayed out boxes were Squall's thoughts. I thought these were all things he was saying out loud. I guess, I don't know, contextually it doesn't make that big of a difference, but that was a stupid kid. God, this soundtrack was so good. Squinting, trying to put everything in a non-pixelated form, but not working. Although if I look at the other monitor, it works out. The Moogles are still here. Nope, it's owls. I don't know if there's Moogles in this game. Well, aside from the $3,000 ticket to get here, I'm fucking poor now. His dog? Oh, that's terrible. I think it's a little hot. Just kick down the door. I didn't want to go this way. I wanted to go explore and get other things. Give me a sec here. It looks like the chat's not lined up. There we go. We are seeds from the garden. We have come to fertilize your lands. I am Squall. I come like a raging torrent of water. I don't shake hands. I nod. How do you do? Hello, we're a terrorist organization. Wanna shake my hand? Nope. Fuck you, guy. Fuck you. Now I'm just gonna go here, punch the wall a little bit. We hired these guys that, you know, they're supposed to be really well-reputed mercenaries, but they're just a bunch of kids. And one guy's punching walls now. We're not really a good organization, though. We're a bunch of kids, too. You're 17, Squall. Knock the shit out. Keep Poking him. Out with it. Fine. Selfie, what do you think? Status report. Alright, I'll go poke him some more. Ah! Nope, they sure can. I told him. Done punching the wall, Goofy? Well, we pass out on a train together. Selfie did bad things to us. I don't know that we have it together either. Let's go see this princess. Hey guys, what's going on in here? How do you know I'm supposed to go see the princess? Answer me. What do you know? Everybody's so intimidated about waking up this 16-year-old brat. I had never really cared for Renault. Her and her super starched sundress blouse thingy. She gets all gropey. I guess it makes sense that she'd have this nice of a stateroom in her train, being the daughter of a military bigwig, but does he know his daughter's running a terrorist organization? Sid's all in it for the money. He's got that big loan to pay. Where's your dog? Cypher's my ex-boyfriend. My name's... Dumbass. There's your doggy. Angelo, you're the best. Let's go through a 20-minute tutorial. So I recently made the move, not a full-blown move, I'm dipping my little toe into the water and kind of going out there gently. Android. I've been wanting a replacement tablet for a long time. I used to have the Asus Vivo Tab RT, which was a Windows 8 RT tablet, and then Microsoft said best you'll get's 8.1, and nothing after that. On top of that, our lackluster app store, half the stuff isn't really going to run all that well. You know that tablet? What you got, boy? Got some goodies? Well, touchscreen's going to get all wonky. You're going to get some ghost touch on there. So it's going to be, useless. So, been a couple years, but decided Oh, let's go ahead and we'll try out this Android thing, because I didn't want another Windows-based tablet, because I know it should technically be running Windows 10, which is universal, it's not fragmented, but still the lack of apps in the store is kind of bah. So I went out, got Android, got a little Lenovo Tab A7, and it's not, you know, the greatest thing in the world, but I'll tell you, it was only like 80 bucks. It's a hell of a lot better than that Asus I paid. It was $400 I paid for that Asus with the little clamshell dock, and that thing broke in just over a year. I'm so pissed. And so anyways, trying to get into Android itself, I've been using, or I had been using iOS for work for a few years, and honestly, the UI itself was just fucking awful. And that was something that was very similar in Android, where essentially you just have like one shitty little icon for everything. There wasn't, oh shit. I have to punch in codes on this. I don't know what the controller buttons are. This is gonna be bad. So the UI was the biggest thing I didn't like about it. And when I got the tablet, it was loaded up with this default Lenovo UI that really didn't place the icons all that well. It was kind of sluggish, and overall not that fun to work with. I like having, if you're familiar at all with the Windows Phone or even the Windows 8 start screen or the start menu in Windows 10, you have those live tiles which can be resized as you like, drag, dropped, and will display kind of live information. The one I really am a big fan about is mail and weather, because I don't necessarily have to go into the app to get the information I want. I just can take a look at it and say, oh, okay, you know, it's 8 degrees out, or I got another email from Netflix, not really something I need to deal with now. It gives you that at-a-glance capability, where Android doesn't. You have to go inside an app, get the information you're after, exit out. On top of that, the only notifications are in the top left corner, so you have to swipe down, and there's all this BS that you have to go through other menus to disable notifications from each single app. We're past this point. Microsoft figured this shit out. Get on board with it. And it feels like it took a step backwards. But I will say, I like having apps. I like being able to go to the store and say, oh, I heard about this thing, let me look it up. Fuck yes, it's right there. Let me go ahead and download it. And just having that reliability is, I think that it makes the entire experience worthwhile. It was aggravating, especially when I was trying to customize the UI. There are, and again, for anybody who's been using Android, good for you. I'm just now finally getting around to it. There's the different UIs that you can download and install. One, two, three, four. Fuck. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, Oh, fuck me. I'm gonna have to write this down. Bro, because it didn't map the goddamn buttons. B4 is 4. B3 is 3. B2, in all of its ingeniousness, is number 1. And B1 is 2. Alright. Quick and precise, 5 seconds. Fuck me. I don't know what B5 is. Alright. Well, if they leave that up on the screen, we got this shit. 3, 2, 2, 3. Alright, I wasn't paying attention. 1, 2, 2, 4. But anyways, just trying to get a different UI installed. I saw there were a lot of Windows 8 ones that had been released, but the reviews as far as it being laggy and impacting performance. So didn't go that route. I wanted to, but oh yeah, we don't want to go through all that again. Ended up going with one of the higher rated ones. And honestly, the reason I did so initially was because goddamn Android, when you rotate the tablet, it'll rotate the icons and everything with it, which is all well and fine. But it will rotate the wallpaper along with it. And it resizes the fucker. On top of that, with the Lenovo UI, what happens is it will the UI, I mean the wallpaper, it would try and scroll with it, so there wasn't like one single image that I could use. It would constantly move it side to side to side, and it just fucked everything up. So first step was getting that swapped around. And ended up, I don't remember the name of the app I downloaded, but it fixed the issue, but it wasn't all that intuitive because I just expect shit to work. I expect it to function the way it should, and I honestly expected more out of Android. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Alright. Five minutes, we got this. I'm gonna assume that's B1. Screw you guys, it's broken. We're gonna take advantage. President is a dick. Why is everybody saying that they're gonna lose a month's paycheck. Like, if you're losing a month's pay, the job's not worth keeping. The code. 322. Get up there. Yeah. We got this. Two, 4. Fuck. Yeah, there's the chocobos. How they don't notice that this is going on, I don't know. How does it take 1 month of pay for a candlelit dinner? Five roads. That's a bit fucking ridiculous. Two. Do it. Two, 3. Get up, get up. Three, two, one. 3, 2, 1. Hurry up. 4, 2, 4. That's one. 1, 3. Get your ass up there. Like, we're gonna go talk to the president. Better make sure my monsters are ready, because this shit's gonna get out of hand. Oh shit. It's a decoy. What is he telling her about his butt? Ooh. Is that what he wants? Is he gonna resist? Make some sexy time? I think there's a GF I need to get from him. There's something I need to get from him. Oh shit. I didn't junction anything. Oh fuck me. We got this. I have to win. Oh god, otherwise I have to do that entire train section again. Squall's not a magic user. Shit. They love man butts. I didn't know this. Guy butts are gross. They're all hairy and flabby. Like, seriously, this guy's butt? I wouldn't want to be groping it. Guts are all hanging out. Can't imagine what's falling out of his ass. It's all blue and veiny. See, and he's all throwing up and shit. God, I can't believe I didn't junction anything. They told me to. I thought I was fine. Selfie, you're my only hope. Alright, that did a whole lot of fuck all. Oh, I can't boost him yet. I didn't work on that. Fuck! For whatever reason, that shit ain't scrolling. Alright, there we go. Sorry. Fuck. No! Oh, shit. I'm dead. Please kill him. Please kill him. Fuck you, guy! I remember how to cheat. I can't believe I lucked out on that fight. Don't tell them about past missions. Selfie, shut the fuck up. Renoa, shut the fuck up. Silly aspirations. It's not gonna happen. Sure, I need to go heal my party because I done. Wait, you're having a little powwow in a corner here? So we're stuck until they're liberated. Cowards, a lot of them. I'll take the dead guy. Alright, let's see. Junction. Fuck. Item. Magic Squall. I guess she can stick with Squall. Junction. Mellow. Alright. I think we're back in business. Let's see what our statuses are. Why are you learning that? Alright, you're working on mug. Good deal. Not yet, let's go save because that's going to be another long excursion. And I think, you know, that was a pretty quick hour. I think that's going to wrap things up here. So, thanks for watching. I'll be back next Wednesday, day after next, I promise, now that we have this extra rig up and running. At 8 p.m. Central Time, the only time zone that matters. Of course, you can always watch the stream live at twitch.tv. The feed is then uploaded to YouTube, so if you miss it live, you can always watch it there. And of course, you can always find me. Anything I do is 0 and 09. And of course, as always, if you find any value in what it is that I do, please consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/0and09. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time.